Alright, here we go. We are live. And we are streaming on YouTube only right now. We're using the older 2.7.1.3 because that one is known to work fine. I've also increased the fan speed to prevent the processors from overheating. Because it seemed that was part of the problem, okay? But it wasn't necessarily the GPU that was overheating. It was the Northbridge diode and the processor that was overheating. I mean, the A-core is still running a little bit on the toasty side, but maybe now it's working. So let's just move this into the other room here. Yeah, we're gonna put this next to the OBS so I can conveniently find out where it is. I'm gonna add to. No, I don't want to open it. Keep in dock. Yes, I want to keep that in dock. So anyway, welcome to the show. And right now, I'm just this is the first show since last night when Silvermoon radio went down with a crash. The actions indicated that was the CPU or maybe even the Northbridge, which needed to be cleaned. So I actually took a chance and I blew all the dust out of the motherboard. And then this afternoon I decided to tweak the CPU settings. Right now the temperature for the CPU heatsink is much more suitable at 42 degrees. Last night the CPU was going pretty toasty. Very Quiznos. Toasty. Yeah. So I actually was kind of a bit disappointed. Alright, so let's talk about, well, we still have our computers talking to us because we don't know if it's totally fixed. The problem with the overheating of the processor. It may actually still crash. How you doing, Carlos? Yeah, I don't want to hear about that. I went having World War III with my computer trying to find all the things that was wrong with the heat sensors. And because I found the video card from the company was working fine on cooler temperatures. And the guy said, well, he said, did you check the rest of the things inside the computer? Did you check the key? Did you reset the SMC? Did you reset the RAM? Well, first of all, hold on, I have a dead battery in the computer, so resetting the SMC isn't necessarily going to be something you'll be doing with a dead battery on the motherboard. I got to replace the coin cell, which is no big deal. But the biggest problem right now for me is that I was, really kind of frantic last night trying to find out why the new video card was acting so bad. And it's not the video card. Although when I took the video card out, there was a fine coating of dust. And so I grabbed the vacuum and I hooked the hose to the exhaust of the vacuum because I have a blow mode on my vacuum. Then I use the crevice tool to make a high velocity blower and blow all the dust out of the computer too, because the computer itself was starting to get dusty. Maybe it's because of the work they were doing next door. Maybe it was because the computer didn't get really cleaned up before I got the video card in the first place, so just plugged it in thinking everything must be fine. And what do you mean, what? What? Honey, what are you doing this late? Well, I'm up because I took a nap. I went to sleep about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was beat. Stressing over the computer problem last night. Then going to the doctor's this morning. Then have my doctor tell me that basically I need to get more active and going out more and doing more things. Which kind of makes sense. I got to get outside and do more things because I haven't really been outside much since the pandemic. And he said, well, there's the good news. He said your A1C is fine. There's nothing wrong with your blood sugar. Oh, that's good. But your triglycerides are nasty, and your good cholesterol is very low. You're 26. Any lower, you might as well call an undertaker. Pretty much, because that's the good cholesterol that is good for your heart. But unfortunately, he said your bad cholesterol is a little on the high side, but your triglycerides are a disaster. He said, you got a gut on you, which you know. I was like, yeah. He said, how come you haven't been taking the simvastatin? I said, because according to Alex Jones, he says it causes the mice that are on your nerves to rot away. He said, Michelle, he says, first of all, I'm your medical doctor. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to try to prescribe you something that's going to make you get sick. I mean, sometimes we have to choose the medications that is most effective. Now, you haven't been taking it since 2017, and then, yeah, you might as well get back to taking it because it's going to help you. So, what are you talking about? It's good to walk around. Spring is something. Coming exercise will be easier. Yeah, I agree. Jones is funny and all, but he's pretty crazy. Might be worth trusting the doc. Yeah, my doctor said, he's retiring, by the way. I don't know if he's retiring because he's getting tired of the hectic life of being a doctor. He's not that old. He's maybe just a little bit younger than me. But, he's working now in a multi-doctor practice that basically adds more to his caseload. Huge number of patients, and it's making him feel overwhelmed. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? I don't think he's disabled at all. I don't see him as... No, I mean, he's been working with patients for almost 30 years, And, because of all the changes to the medical practices and bureaucracy, insurance paperwork, and stuff like that, it just takes its toll on the guy. I did not say that. Don't put words in my mouth. I said he's going to retire. R-E-T-I-R-E. Retire. Okay. He wants to retire from his practice because maybe he feels, that he's provided for now, or maybe he wants to go and start another private practice somewhere else. Because he's part of a huge, medical office, and yeah. Well, I mean, I see 3 people who are coming on. I don't really see what the other people are. They're workers. They're working. They're lurking. So right now, how you doing, ma'am? Yes, the computer's working okay right now. For those who are technically inclined, I'm going to show you exactly what I had to do on the software side of the things. And if you give me a minute to pull the screen up, I'll show it to you. It's nothing confidential or anything. In fact, this is a good test to see if this thing is going to seriously lose its cookies. Because we haven't really tested this. Scene 2, go scene 2 for you. Hand control. Finder applications. Alright, here we go. So, this here is the software. Now, you'll notice over here is the configurations that I've set. Okay, first over here, the first column is the name of the fan. The second one is the speed, the recommended low speed, current speed, and the high speed. Okay, Boosta, which I believe has to do with the CPU, is running at 2276 RPM, maintaining the CPU heatsink at 42 degrees Celsius. The video card is running a little bit warm at 55, but the one thing that surprised me was I think it was my CPU that was really starting to flake up. Okay. The Northbridge diode was running a little on the high side. So after I started increasing the fan speed on the CPU, I got the processor down to a temperature that makes sense. That was really important because the thing was just seriously starting to cook. I mean, it was like cooking toast in the toaster. I mean, I just turned it off, the screen off there. It was like trying to cook toast in a toaster. You were, how dark do you want your toast? I.e., you want it somewhere in the middle, right? You don't want it black as charcoal. You don't want it so light. They just basically just going to skip putting it in the toaster in the first place. So, the automatic didn't seem to really adjust the speed as well as it could. And since the CPU heatsink has probably never been heatsink greased since it was assembled at the factory, the heatsink grease is probably shot. And so I gotta get some more heatsink grease, and the wrench needed to take it apart. And so I'm going to do that in a couple days. Now tomorrow, supposedly, I'm supposed to be paid. Yeah, right. But the funny thing was, the way it looks like was that the CPU is the one that was overheating. It was not necessarily the video card. The North Bridge is probably suffering too, but the processor is the hottest. Processor is the hot mama. So it's a quad-core Xenon processor. It's a server processor, and this is the only reason I'm really looking forward to one day buying a new M1 Mac, because this thing sucks power like a prostitute. 1,000 watts just to sit on a desk, just to circulate air and YouTube. If I can get a M1 Mac, Mac Mini, and do the same job with less heat output, less fans, less noise, that's a good start. At least, unlike the other computers, at least you don't have to delid the processor, as far as I know. So, that's the reason why, I've been getting, was worried about a lot of different things. The doctor's appointment certainly was on my mind this morning, and of course, then realizing that, I talked to the seller on eBay. He said, Michelle, I tested that car personally. He said, it is in excellent shape. He said, maybe you got problems elsewhere in the computer. And I said to myself, yeah, I've been noticing that the processor temperatures on the CPU had been climbing a lot in the 70s. And I said to myself, well, the last shutdown seemed to indicate almost like it was overheating processor, not the video card. So I got that fixed now. Now the question is are we going to get paid this month? I don't know, because I looked at the numbers. They said they paid me on January 21st. It's March is coming up. Oh, okay. Wait, my March is coming up. eBay. AdSense, you're nonsense. Seriously. You're nonsense. What is it with this? You sit there going, oh, well, we want to pay you have about $100. Well, I would like to be surprised. I would like to wait. I'd like to see some money come in tomorrow. I really would. I still got money in the bank. But it's just another royal pain in the ass to sit there and go with this waiting on the 21st for a check that doesn't necessarily come. It really, really makes me feel frustrated, because number one, I got things I gotta do with the money. They mentioned clothes. I need more clothes. We mentioned trying to take care of my teeth. I need money for that. I need money for just everyday expenses. And I get one thing that I know that this might end up triggering YouTube. YouTube, please, 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 please don't get triggered all the time when I mention this. Okay? Please, YouTube, I have to bring this up. Emergency Pandemic Food Stamp Program. Great idea, except How many people really needed more food stamps? What are you doing with your teeth? Well, I gotta get a replacement here. I gotta get an implant here. Got a molar replaced back here. This one here is loose. And so there's like 3 teeth that might have to be replaced or repaired. So and they say that bad teeth means bad eating habits, which means that you're likely to eat bad foods because you have bad teeth, which I too can agree with that. That if you don't have good food, you're not going to be eating good. You're not going to eat good because the healthy food might actually be a little too hard to chew. So you're going to be trying to eat food that's too hard for your teeth. You know, and the dentistry field in the United States is a joke. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, there is no reason why in the United States that you can't get a good dentist in this country. And there is no reason why they need to charge so much to do some simple preventive maintenance on teeth. Okay? Really? I'm serious. What's the story about the complications with teeth? Oh, you can get medical insurance. Great. Yeah. Hey, that'll be about $250 a month, please. What? I don't get. I'm lucky compared to some, but I don't have that kind of money to throw around for a dentist. No. I saw the way that dentures fit in mouth, such as with Dory and with Jennifer J. I don't need a whole set of dentures. I mean, a partial, maybe. Bridge to here and one in the back there. A bridge might work. But even bridge work isn't really permanent because they can still come out and they can still have to be replaced. And when you make the abutment to attach the bridge to your natural teeth on either side, the way that they have to shape the teeth on either side to put the caps on, which is part of the partial, can literally exasperate the problem, and those teeth can go bad. Yeah, I don't disagree. They would look better, but I'm not really interested in dentures. Oh well. Do what you can. Do what you can. Do. Well, either way, I know Medicare would pay for some of that. But you know what? Here's the thing that bothers me with Medicare. Alright? You will pay for dentures, but you will not pay for routine dental preventive health care. Because you don't see teeth as part of medical. I don't understand that. They're part of your body. They're not like cosmetic, they're not like a boob job or a nose job like a rhinoplasty. Why would not Medicare feel that dentistry should be covered? You gotta eat, okay? And bad teeth can actually kill you. People don't realize this. In the time of Queen Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth I, Elizabethan era. With the importing of sugarcane, the well-to-do now had access to table sugar. And the problem with that was, they got hooked on it. They don't know what sugar's like. They all drink sodas and coffees and teas and things like that. And unfortunately, there are a couple skulls from the era that have missing teeth like I do. The same teeth, in fact, some of them. The ones in the back, your molars are the ones that take the killing first, and then your incisors go next. Well, it got bad because, this one here was from an accident. The one in the back was from a filling, a deep filling that was put in when I was a child that basically, just cracked the tooth in half. And then, of course, eventually all those pieces of that old tooth came out of my mouth. But there's still a hole there. There's still a foundation there, so to speak. But that's it. It doesn't hurt. It's just annoying. So my teeth went bad because of lack of being able to continue to maintain proper dental care. And that's the reason why I'm advocating so strongly for people to be able to get proper dental care, even preventive dental care like fluoride treatments or cleanings. It's essential. If people actually got the care that they needed, they would probably be fine for a very long time in keeping the original teeth. But unfortunately, when you can't get medical care or dental care for your teeth, it's going to result in your teeth going bad. Kind of like when you don't paint a house outside of your house. Eventually the paint peels. Then the paint peels, leaves the bare wood underneath. The bare wood is exposed to the weather. Rain, snow, wind, whatever. All of a sudden the wood rots. Now, what could have been simply avoided by simply repainting the house or putting on a veneer, i.e. siding, okay? You now basically have to do a whole level removal of the old clapboard. And then you have to repaint it. And if you catch it in time, it's not going to affect the underlayment of the wall. But that's a problem for a lot of people. Is that they need to be able to get their stuff done. And that's an issue. And I think that's a very valid problem. Because the fact is if your teeth are going bad because you're not getting proper dental care, because you don't make enough money to pay for dentist, and you don't have dental insurance, you're gonna be facing a life of cruisins and bruisins. That's really kind of sucks. I mean, now we got the computer working. That's good. I'm just testing it right now. I didn't expect to be a live show tonight. But I needed to test to see if the video card was going to behave. And it's doing fine. No flickers, no glitchiness, nothing like that. Just people who make fun of people's teeth, whatever, don't have an understanding of why people's teeth get like that. Okay? A lot of people do not understand that. They're like, they think it's funny to make fun of people, marginalize them, poke sticks in their cage, if you will. But the sad truth is, if people had empathy, they would have realized, wait a minute, there's a reason why she has bad teeth. Why hasn't anybody actually said, hey, let's look at those teeth. Let's see if we can get you some at least routine care. But as I said, we don't in this country particularly. I think American teeth in many cases are, especially along the poor, you can tell when a person's poor. Look at their teeth. What do their teeth look like? Are they nice, straight, pearly whites? Well, if they are, they probably weren't always poor. Are they jagged, crooked, mislaid, misshapen, mislocated? Especially when they're young, then they grew up poor. And their parents had to make decisions. When you get to be older, though, you could start out with the most beautiful, perfect picket fence in the world, and then end up with the worst looking fence in the world of teeth, where they're all misshapen and crooked and discolored, and no, that's abusive. No. But this is just bad time. It's just a bad person way of looking at things. So the oh, by the way, they actually work teeth implants. There are artificial teeth implants you can get. $1,800 a piece, folks. $1,800 a piece. They have to remove the broken foundation from the tooth in the back. Then they have to mount in a titanium screw and then anchor, and then they would put the new crown on top of that. Think of it as a single tooth denture. Just a lot of, things about teeth that just people don't really understand. Well, good news is we have just demonstrated that this computer is working fine for streaming. It is not overheating. The CPU is at 42 degrees Celsius, which is good. The processors are running in the proper temperature. Video card is not glitching. And that's a great start. But the fan speed is running a little bit high, especially on what they call the booster. The booster, I believe, is the fan that is in the heatsink. Yeah, it's running a little bit high. Not excessively so, but it's definitely up there. Power supply is $5.99. PCI slot is running a little on the hot side too. No, I don't. Well, anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming to this very late night show. We will have our 10 a.m. show tomorrow morning. So, do me a favor, stay out of trouble, everybody. And I'll try to get some World of Warcraft in tomorrow, too. But right now, I just want to see if everything is working. That's the whole reason I'm here, and making up for what happened with the other stuff. So for now, I will let everybody go. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you guys tomorrow around 10.